My loves, welcome. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Pisces. Someone raising Venus. Keep in mind it will not resonate with everyone. So take what resonates to your story and leave what doesn't. Don't force it so that you don't become confused. If you're interested in a personal reading, send me a text 971-354-9504. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. I've been trying to do your reading since I did Aquarius, but every time I got into your energy, I felt so tired, my love. Some of you might be feeling like really, really tired, just super drained. Maybe like you get motivation. If you get motivation, even for 5 minutes, use that. And I want you to do this. Like, let's say you're having a very sad day, because Pisces, you guys tend to do that sometimes, where you guys get really like down in your feelings, and then you stay all day in bed, or you stay all week in bed, or you like have this way of like just wanting to sleep all the time or put yourself to sleep. I understand that feeling, because the thing is, Pisces, you're very familiar with the dream world, and so you get lost in your dreams very easily. And if you are having way more fun in any other dimensions than you are here, you're gonna leave a lot. Like, you guys are I feel like Pisces are the ones that, if you have a Piscean friend and you find them sleeping a lot, take them near water. Like, invite them to the lake, invite them to the river, invite them to the beach, take them out somewhere where they can be in the sun and the water at the same time, where they can like put their feet in, or just like watch the water move, even if they don't have to touch it. But it would be so good for them, like if you're cross watching for one. But I feel like that energy is needed. If you're feeling really, really down and you just want to take and go to sleep all day, I want you to just please get up and just take a shower. Just take a shower. Do like your facial routine. Men, if you do not have one, please get one. You have the right to take care of your skin too, and you should be taking care of your skin. Your skin is the largest organ in your body. Like, and it has a lot to do. Your skin is always going to have a lot to do. It's always going to tell you exactly what's going on the inside. I also feel like some of you might be so under pressure that you're getting like, you know, like when your fingers get swollen, like when you get hives and you just feel like you got bit, and like you start to get a bunch of, like hives, like stress hives. Like, I feel like somebody might be getting that. I understand having them, my love. Is just, you can, when that happens, is your body is on overload. It's stressing out because it's fighting so much energy that's trying to attack you, and it's also fighting all of the diseased energy that's inside, the uneased energy that's inside of your body, that's trying to become something or create itself into something. Because that's what happens when we get a disease, or when we get sick, or when we get anything like that. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to say anybody's gonna get anything, but the more you move, the more you move your body, the more you just in general stay at least a little tiny bit active. Like, if you're gonna stay in bed all day, my loves, that's fine, but go to the gym in the morning. Like, push yourself and force yourself to, or get up and jump 5. Tell yourself, all right, I'm just gonna do 5 jumping jacks and get back into bed. Go back into bed, but be the one that's at least in somewhat control, if that's where your mind has been. Because if your mind, if you let go and you let your ego control, because your ego is gonna come in and sneak in and say, hey, like, you're really tired, you should just go to sleep, we should just waste that energy, like, we should save our energy for something we really care about, and let's just put this off, let's just continue to put this off, because there's a lot of procrastinating energy too. See, 6 of Cups, moving on. The energy that came out is moving on. So because there's something that's like keeping you stuck a little bit, but just giving into that energy is the part that is kind of keeping you there. And again, it's okay to do it. Listen to your body. But when you know, like, when you want to do something and you're like, okay, I don't want to lay in bed anymore, I'm tired of laying in bed, then ask yourself, okay, well, what do I want to do? You need to do at least one thing that's active throughout the week. You have to move your body. Even if you put on a song and you start dancing, all right, you just have to do something. You cannot stay stuck, because I have Triumph came out in reverse. This is the Chariot. That's the energy of feeling stuck and feeling heavy. The Chariot is when, or like maybe even for some of you, your car broke down, so you don't really have it like a way to get around, and it's really frustrating because it's maybe you have to take Uber everywhere. There's people that just do that for their life now. They just take Uber everywhere. They don't even need. Sometimes it's also cheaper for some people, because nowadays gas is what, like depending on the type of car you have, is definitely more than $50 regardless of where you live. Like in the US, obviously, yeah. I'm talking, it's more than $50 to fill up your tank. So if you're gonna Uber, a lot of people, if they're going to pay like $8 here and $8 there, it's sometimes a lot cheaper. And for some of you, I feel like maybe you're having to adjust. Maybe you're trying to take the bus, or you're figuring out how to walk there. For some of you, you had a luxury, or you had something that you got really used to, and then the universe did pull it away. I want you to go back, like, tell yourself, like, I'm a survivor. The universe can take, like, everything can be taken and I'm still going to be fine because the universe is protecting me. Like, I could have nothing and I will be fine. I could be in the middle of the desert with my book. As long as I'm still in connection, I am fine. And I feel like you need to try and say that to yourself over and over again, because that's the Hermit. I think it's time. It's time to pull you out. You've been in Hermit energy for a while. You've been in Hermit energy. You got used to kind of sitting inside and, you know, like taking your naps and sleeping all day, and on the days you don't have to work, like kind of like I feel like you have it in your mindset. The only reason I'm even telling you to do it though, my loves, is because you want to. There's a desire. I can feel it, because after your days off are done, or after you've spent so much time laying in bed, there's a part of you that's like, no, next time I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this with my kids. I'm going to do this with I'm gonna learn how to cook. I'm gonna learn how to do this. I'm gonna be active. Next week I'm gonna do it better. Next week I'm going to do this. And that's the energy though that keeps stopping you, because that's why your mind, you need to control your mind again and say it. No, we're gonna do it now. Even if it's just 5 minutes, even if it's just 2 minutes, I'm not giving into this, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it first. Like, even I get that my mind is tired. I get that I want to go lay down. I get that I want to do this, but I also want to learn how to do this, and I'm not going to like just let that one always win, or let that side of me always win. Because I feel like with the 7 of Cups, like, there's so many different things that you also want to do. You can't settle. Some of you need a planner. Like, you need a planner, and you need to write out your your day, what's important to you, what's not important to you, what's on priority and what's not, and like also your money. Some of you need to write down your money, because you're spending a lot. Like, you're spending more than, I'm not saying you're spending more than what you have, but you're spending more than what you should be spending. And there is this energy, because maybe you want to learn how to handle your finances. The best way you're going to know how you're handling your finances is if you know where you're handling your finances. Like, we spend things, we put it down, but unless we're writing it down, or we're actually keeping like people now, they rely on a lot of people rely on their bank statements, which they help a lot, because it does give you like an idea of what you're spending your money on if you go back and you check it. But it's also very easy to avoid. Like, if you have to input those numbers into something, or write down those numbers into something, and you say, I spent this much, like I spent, I don't know, this is just an example, like $130 at Starbucks this month, you'll get an idea of how much that is and how much you can save. Because it's so easy to freak out and think like, oh, my money, it's not adding up and I don't have enough. But you're also not looking where you could be saving. Like, because I feel like if you had an idea of how much you were actually spending, like just on things that don't really matter, then you will be like, oh, it's going to inspire you, because it's going to tell you, oh, this is how much you can save. If this is how much you spend on bullshit, then this is how much you can save. Like, well, if you stop yourself from doing, it's just that once we give any type of energy, once we give the ego the right to jump on our decisions, it's always going to move based off that. If it's going to make you feel better. If it makes you feel better, like one time, that we're humans. We find something that makes us feel good, and then we make it a problem. I don't know why. Like, then we want to have it all the time. It's not good. All right, tell me about moving on. For some of you, I want you to be around family this week, or be around people this week, because I also feel like you have to remember, we have to be in community, because what if something happens to you and nobody knows? Like, you can't just isolate yourself. You have go out and make friends, go out and meet people. There's so many if you find yourself and you feel like you're lonely, then there's gonna be so many people that are feeling the same way, and you'll find them if you go out and you'll walk. And like, well, I know that nowadays is so different. I just remember when I was little, my grandma used to be able to talk to anybody. She was a Leo, and she used to just talk to everybody. Like, she would be able to make friends with the lady in the store. Like, and it just, it's we all kind of need to get back there. We need to kind of focus on each other. We're moving so fast. Hurry up, hurry up. I have to go. Where do you have to go? Everybody's always in a rush. They want to get in and out of the store. They want to go in and out of the gym. They want to do, like, there's always somewhere like you have to be. And for Pisces, that's so overwhelming for you. You don't like that type of energy. For you, you like peace and calmness, and that's why you maybe need to go sit by a tree or something too. But if you go out there and you sit by a tree, maybe you'll find somebody that's also sitting by a tree. You know, oh, as I'm saying that, look, you need to touch a tree, Pisces. Yeah, and sit by the sun. Like, I feel like some of you might also be connecting with a Leo or a Virgo or a Gemini or a Cancer. There's also this energy of like confusion when it comes to love. I do feel like there's this like, is it gonna happen or is it gonna work out? Are we meant to be? The Six of Cups and moving on. There might be something that you're choosing to let go of now, but it's hard. It's hard to let it go. Tell me about the Six of Cups. You saw this person as a soulmate. Six of Cups is at the top of this deck too, so that's interesting. This person was a soulmate to you, or you might be getting over like a very toxic situation. Pisces, tell me about the Six of Cups. Six of Pentacles. So there is a need to like fix something, or to like address something. And a lot of the times it's like something you're used to doing. What is this? Maybe it's like compromising. Maybe you over compromise and you over give. And there's this energy of finding your people that are also the same way, because with the Six of Pentacles is an equal give and take. I also feel like you need to compromise a little bit, because in order for you to connect, because you've been isolating yourself for a long time. Maybe not so much. Maybe you can still have connections and you can still talk to people and all that stuff. I'm not saying that that's gone, but there is like this energy of you've kind of like, even though you can talk to people, there's no more, like, you don't feel like you're forming a connection anymore. You don't feel like you can trust people like that. Like, you, every single time you want to say something, you kind of catch yourself and you're on guard of like yourself, and that's exhausting for you. That's not how you like to live. Pisces, you like to just like roam. You like to be free with your mind, with your thoughts, with your speech. That's why if you have a Piscean child, like, it's so good to just let them tell you what they see in their imagination all the time, and to never tell them like, oh no, you're wrong, that's not how it goes, that's not how this, because Pisces, you guys are different. Like, you guys live in your imagination, and it's very important for people around you to also understand that you guys also jumping dimensions and stuff when you guys are doing that. And it's sometimes hard to like get a hold of it, right? Because when your mind wanders, it does kind of, I mean, it wanders off from your original place, which is like your soul. And it's our job to go and get it and catch it back and remind ourselves, kind of like plug ourselves back into ourselves and say like, no, I need to be here so that I'm able to create and manifest like what I do want. I don't need to be somewhere where I'm remembering how I was treated when I was in 5th grade or when I was like in 6th grade. There's like this energy of going back to the past, and maybe like having, or maybe that's when you did trust people. Maybe that's when you felt like you did have friends. Maybe there is this energy of needing to reconnect back to a part of you or how you felt, or when you understood that it wasn't personal, when it was easier to forgive. And just kind of like move on instead of hold on to the grudge, I guess. Tell me about Triumph in reverse. Yeah, playfulness with Two of Cups. You see, some of you guys need friends. Two of Cups with participation. I feel like there's some type of connection here too, that you really want to get back to, Pisces. The Two of Cups is, I have a very strong soulmate energy out here. With the Four of Wands, that's usually like commitment, marriage, partnership. And with those two combined, that's relationship. But it is an energy of you need to find the happiness in relationship, because people now make it so serious. The whole purpose of being in a relationship is having someone that you can joke with, play with, and have fun with, like throughout life, right? Someone that understands your sense of humor and also understands how you act when you are overwhelmed and how you act when you feel like sad or angry or whatever. That someone that's not going to judge you for those things. I feel like that's the type of relationship that you know, like you're asking spirit for, and it's coming towards you. You're recreating it, because in order for you to let anyone in again and to talk to someone, you're going to have to kind of learn how to make friends and how to put yourself back out there again. It's almost, I don't know why it feels like almost like going back to school. Like your first day when you don't have no friends and it's like a pain and everybody stares at you. Like, I started so many new schools in the middle of the fucking year. I used to hate it. And then I used to have short hair, like really, really short hair. And yeah, I used to hate it. People thought I was a boy. Good times. Sometimes I played it off though. But I would cry. I'd be like, oh girl, I'm not a boy. Alright, tell me about the Hermit. Oy. The Tower with the World. Yeah, something happened, Virgo. I'm sorry. Ooh. I don't know why I almost called you Virgo. Some of you might have Virgo in your chart. But Pisces, something, it could have happened with the Virgo. Like there could have been a relationship that fell apart. It ended really suddenly. Like it just kind of fell. Yeah, it just fell. It's just, I gotta be honest, I feel like it was supposed to, because somebody was meant to start their awakening. So if you're in separation with someone, I do feel like there is a coming back together, Pisces, and there will be like a new beginning, because that's what you've been working on. That's the whole reason why you guys came apart, is because so that you guys can both move on, because you guys were trying to be together, but you guys were trying to be together stuck in your past, both of you individually. Like you both were stuck in a separate past, and you weren't allowing yourself to move forward and happy in your new connection, because this new connection triggered all kinds of shit. And it might, maybe it isn't like a new connection, but it could be that you guys came together and like somebody couldn't let go of their mother issues, somebody couldn't let go of like their ex-husband issues or ex-wife issues or something like that, and it just kept going. It brought a lot of confusion, and I feel like you both kind of needed to go back to your separate places, and because your mind just wandered off. At first, when you guys first got together, it felt really, really good, but then once we have to put up our guard one time, the ego is so good at pointing out any other things that we might see that could potentially hurt us, because you have to remember that that's how life is. It doesn't matter if you, I'll give you an example. Like if you're walking down the steps and you like trip on a specific step because it's wobbly, your mind is naturally going to like retain the information of be careful with that specific step. And every time you walk down those steps, you're going to remember. Your mind is going to remind you. And so when we do that in relationships and we are in a connection and your person showed you a side of them that reminded you so much of your past or triggered you into like jumping back into your past, because that's what happens when we get triggered. When we get triggered, we are pulled right, our energy senses get pulled right back into whenever we set that bar, whenever, like whatever, you know what I mean? It's gonna remind you. It's supposed to remind you. Your ego and your mind is supposed to keep, like, that part of you is supposed to keep you safe. But it's our job to say, like, no, when it comes to this is different, and this, I'm not in danger. If you're not in danger, be very honest with yourself, though, and don't just let shit slide either. All right? Because if something is showing you that it's a little too familiar to your past, don't pay attention to that and don't ignore yourself. All right, my loves. Okay, I have to go. I love you. I wish I could keep going. I almost I lost myself in your reading. Pisces, praise to the Most High for allowing me to be your messenger. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, my beautifuls.